Hudson! What part of your character do you relate to?
The pain. No, I relate to feeling like, I think we all kind of feel this. I think it's universal, hopefully, that sometimes we don't feel completely connected to how we want to express ourselves or how we want to relate with others, and there's a push and pull in ourselves, and I think that part of playing Shane felt easy to access because there are a lot of times in my life when I just didn't feel like I was operating completely truthfully to how I felt.
Great answer.
Thank you.
Hi, Huddy. I am going to ask you a question the way that you asked me one. I'm currently wearing your hat, and that inspired me to ask you something related to clothing. Is there something that you used to wear or a style that you used to try that you look back on and you're like, I cannot believe I tried that. I cannot believe I wore that. I love you. Hi, Evan. I love you too.
We're loved. It's good to be loved. Yeah.
There are a lot of things I tried at the wrong time that just didn't feel right. But I would say the only thing that I found embarrassing is when I was trying things to fit in or trying things that didn't feel authentic to me. And sometimes I'm okay to go out my way to be like, oh, I hope to become this a little bit more in an aspirational way. But when it's in a more sort of fitting in type of way, I find that just regrettably embarrassing.
So in the show, Shane bears a lot of weight being an Asian Canadian hockey player. How does his heritage and the pressures of being a player of color manifests itself in him?
Yeah, I think it's an extra sort of, for Shane, sort of like a brick on his chest because, it's another reason why he can't not be perfect on the ice. Like he has to be undeniable and exceptional. Something that I could kind of reference talking with people of color, even in this acting industry. I was talking with an actor on set, an actor of color, and he said something to the effect of, we have to be undeniable because there's just no other option. So I think that sort of anecdote was similar to Shane, but to a more painful, I think, degree. It kind of cripples him at times, especially with all the other stuff that's mixed in with his neuroses and angst.
Hudson, as an Asian actor leading such a hugely popular queer romance, what kind of stories or roles are you excited for more people to see you in going forward?
Yeah, I wanna represent my Wasians out there, as this little Wasian I am. I hope to just do roles that aren't always charged with, I'm happy to do roles that are, race has something to play in there, but also I just want to be an actor, and a lot of the times I just want to play parts where it's like I'm just there, and we don't need to go in my backstory or whatever. It's just, I'm playing what any other non-person of color would play as well.
You're a person. You want to be treated?
I'm a person.
Love it, baby. This year marks 20 years since Brokeback Mountain. Are there any romance movies, shows, or books that have really stuck with you, either growing up or recently?
Well, I love Brokeback Mountain.
It was one of the first things that you told me.
Yeah, I love Heath Ledger plays Ennis. I still think it's his best work. But then, you have Call Me By Your Name, Moonlight, I think with Barry Jenkins saying, bringing the art house to the hood is what he said. That was already just a beautiful juxtaposition. And then having, he said he wanted to redefine masculinity with that movie, which I thought was so cool.
You two are about to become queer TV icons. So which sort of other queer TV icons or in film or movies or whatever did you turn to in preparation for the show?
I would say tonally, there's something between Shane and Chiron from Moonlight. There's sort of like this, there's a repression and there's just a yearning that's sort of like permeating against your own will. And I would say all of Brokeback Mountain has some similarities. And I also thought of Elio from Call Me By Your Name. That's Timmy, right? Elio, I believe. And he had sort of this, I've said flower before, but he has like this flowery soul that I think Shane has. He's just not able to quite access it. It's stunted, but it is there.
And Hudson, we feel for your character as well. Seems to struggle with his sexuality. Where do you think that struggle, where's the root of that? Where do you think that comes from?
I think it comes from his flawed idea of what perfect is. You know, I think he has this manicured and disciplined image, and I think his sexuality to him doesn't fit in. And it's a flawed idea, but it's through his society. I think that's kind of how he came to believe what that means to him.
There's more vulnerability, I think, in this episode than ever before. I mean, this is the moment when they say each other's first names for the first time, and then we get Shane pulling away immediately in the aftermath. And Hudson, for you, I was curious about what you really wanted to convey about like what's going through his head at that moment.
Yeah, there's so much before that. There's the reminder that Ilya isn't his. You know, he talks about women and Svetlana in a very sort of like unabashed way that also terrifies Shane. It doesn't make him feel, you know, like he can enter into this. There are conventions around him, you know, that he doesn't feel inside. You know, there's that conversation about, do you like women? And Shane lies through his teeth. Too many things short circuit in his little brain that I think he runs.
Connor and Hudson, if you could speak to Ilya and Shane after embodying them so far on heated rivalry, and could give them a message, a comforting message, a warning, anything that you could say to them from seeing this from the outside in.
I'm gonna cry.
What would you say to your character if only you could? What do you feel they need to hear?
I would tell Shane that his ideas of, I think, perfection and masculinity are wrong. They're immature, they're juvenile, and that's not his fault, but he's gonna feel a lot less pressure and a lot less uncomfort in himself if he changes those.
In your opinion, how can actors improve their representations of diverse stories and characters in roles they play?
I'd say just watch a lot of weird stuff, read as much as, you know, read as many things that you feel like you couldn't relate with on the surface as you can. And then just keep trying to, I think, especially actors over, say, writers or directors, is like a part of your job is sort of, you know, playing a varied amount of parts, tones, stories, and being able to kind of seamlessly fit into them. So it doesn't help you if you limit yourself to a very narrow stream of things you like. So I think you kind of have to hunt for things that even kind of, you know, maybe rub you the wrong way, or you can't really necessarily understand upon first watch, and then just keep hunting for those things in a way.
Hi, Hudson. This is Michelle Williams and Busy Phillips. We were wondering who inspired you when you were young and growing up. Like, what performances or what artists could you like carry along with you on this journey? Okay. So
oh my God, I'm sweating. Like my heart. Oh my God. She is such a stunning actor, and she can be. I use this word, and I don't want people to like lose their minds, but like I really like people who can get ugly, like devoid of. They're not trying to carry themselves. There's no air of celebrity in their performance or the other bullshit that doesn't matter, and she does that better than everyone. She is so fucking good. Anyway. So carry her with me. Heath Ledger's my all-time favorite actor. I like character actors. I like how he's aesthetically very fucking beautiful to look at. But he can just completely betray that and it's never distracting. And he can be ugly. He can be this. He can be deranged.
And of course, I'll return the question as well. What has made Connor the perfect Ilya?
I think Jacob spoke about it earlier, but Ilya is deeply sensitive on the inside as much as he doesn't want to show it, and the thing he wants to show is more of a performance in a way, is his sort of playboy energy, and I think Connor is more adjacent, very much more adjacent to Ilya's soft and endearing, sensitive side, that he didn't have to play that, and that's the part of the show that's really gonna make it real. And then the sort of showy, arrogant playboy side was the performance, so that really fit Ilya.
In the concept of pitch a friend, how would you pitch your friend Connor to a wider audience?
I would pitch Connor as just a beautiful, sensitive little radical artist boy who is to be treated with the utmost care and only hugs and friendliness because he can't handle anything else, and that is perfect. And he has and that has how everyone should treat him, and if they don't treat him that way, they should die.
That ended on a very dramatic note, but
Yes, they should stub their toe. I'll shame them.